and welcome to my first experiment in interactive teaching with CuzonLisa. We'll see how this goes. I'm so excited that we are finally doing this. I've been on her case for a while now. You should know that. You should know that communication as a field revolves around the study of human symbolic activity in order to understand the relationship between language and behavior. And there's a whole lot of different kinds of communication or areas or fields of study within the field of communication, but that they include health communication. Now we're talking interpersonal here. Health communication, family communication, intercultural communication, small group communication, interpersonal interaction, organizational communication. There's so many different ways to subdivide the fields, but what we're going to focus on here is interpersonal communication. Is that okay with you? Interpersonal communication. That's what the degree is in, right? Interpersonal communication. Yeah, talking to other people, making life better by having better relationships. Yeah. Okay. You're doing a beautiful job, baby. You just keep going. I love her so much. So, there are some purposes of communication that we should be aware of. About 5 basic purposes, right? The first purpose is to inform, which is kind of what we're doing here. We're going to use this as a venue to inform people about the field of communication and different communication strategies you might be able to use interpersonally, and also just to deepen your awareness of your own communication and understanding of how your own communication may be influencing the communication of others. It's all part of a big process. We will take some particular time to look at communication inside of relationships, because in that case you've got a process inside of a process, and that's also really quite interesting. You know, when you were talking about them purposes, I meant to inform you that that avocado is going to go bad unless we eat it today, and we need to eat it before 4. You know what I'm talking about? Them 4 hours. Yeah. Also, can we have a pomelo? And thanks for the donut. So the first purpose is to inform. The second purpose of interpersonal communication is to express feelings. When you talk about how you're feeling, either sad or happy, and you know, just as a nod toward the universe and whatnot, expressing happy feelings. Actually, whatever feeling you express and put out to the universe, that's kind of what you're going to get more of. So that's why there's a move toward the positive, that if you can start to focus on even the smallest positive thing and express your positive feeling about that, then that allows in your mind room to grow more positive things to be able to talk about. And the overall goal is to feel happier, to be happier, and that can be accomplished through communication. Oh, I got an example for that one. I feel really good that we are finally doing this particular project, because you're planning to do this a couple of times, right? Like make your life a little easier should you have to do anything else any other time. That'd be so cool. And also, maybe you can sell it. I know what you can do. You can use this to, I'll talk about that later. So when we do use communication to express feelings, then we're using that in that particular function to express feelings. Say I love you, you say I hate you, right? It's still expressing feelings. Number 3 is kind of interesting, particularly given this venue. Am I real or am I imaginary? Wow, that is so interesting. As we use communication to imagine. Like we use communication, the woulda, coulda, shoulda, the subjunctive. It took me a year to learn subjunctive in Spanish, and for the longest time I felt like I was a 3-year-old because I could not dream, I could not imagine, because there's a form of the word, of all the words, that is the could be, would be, should be kind of thing, but is not. I was stuck in the present, the past, the present, and the future, but none of those imperfects. Yeah. We're not having a language class, so we don't have to. I imagine the day that I have so many followers I no longer know their names. That would be so awesome. I mean, I imagine the day when I have so many followers, they use a letter to talk about how many followers I have. And there's more numbers than just one with that letter. I want it to be the letter K, just so we know what we're projecting into the future. Ha! That's communication to influence the universe. That didn't have a category. There. Thank you. All right, we also use communication to influence other people. When we talk about reasons behind a particular decision, or reasons why we want someone else to make a particular decision, that would be using communication to influence. Quite honestly, if I sat here and if I were a famous painter and I came up and said I use, I do have paint on my table, I use Deco Art gloss acrylics, then this also would be persuasive, or this also would be influential, but not so much as the person says you should buy this, but the fact that you like that person and they are endorsing a product then is also influential in the marketing of that product. Oh, one thing I learned while I was at marketing school is that people pay more attention to faces than they do to just plain old products in the product placement. So there. Now, if you're going to live the rest of your life online, you have something you can use. Okay. I know. I'm still Cousin Lisa in here. Let's see. Can I try one more? I want to try one more. Okay. Communication used to influence. Go to www.harpersgarden.biz and check out some of the nice things that they have there. Have you seen that cell phone cover? That is just the nicest thing, right? And if you put it on your phone and it drops, the phone don't break. Now, I ain't going to take any responsibility for the screen because that takes another kind of protector. You can't see that protector, so why would I be telling it to you? I want you to see my art. Her art. Our art. I get confused sometimes about some of this.